I'm talking about. Wait! Okay, now, from the beginning.
Hit it, boys. What are you talking about?
Hey everyone, welcome into the Arena, a Multiplatform Gaming News Podcast. This is episode 124. I'm your host, Expat, along with my co-hosts, Burley of Burlyman Gaming and Turn-Based Carl. How are you guys doing this weekend? Burley, how are you?
I'm good. Actually, overslept a little this morning, but I'm good. How are you guys?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Carl, how are you?
Good. I had a little power outage yesterday, and I was just a little lost. I didn't know what to do with myself.
Oh no!
I went and I got a coffee, and I went to like the pet store, and then they didn't have internet, so I couldn't buy anything because I couldn't use credit card. I was like, oh man.
You couldn't game, man. You couldn't do any gaming. So what could you do with yourself? I mean,
You had a Switch Lite. You can game on that.
Man, that thing ain't charged. Come on.
I should have known that.
I'd have to even find it. I think I know where it is, but I haven't used it in a bit.
Yeah, it's been a while since the power went out here. I think, as we were talking before the show about, like in 2011 out here in Japan, the big earthquake and the tsunami and all. I mean, we had like rolling blackouts and stuff like that. We once in a while we have a kind of a big shaker out here, earthquake, and the power goes out, but only usually for maybe a few minutes, and then it comes back on. So, we don't have any lulls in gaming out here in Japan, that's for sure. So,
You got all that mobile to play.
yeah, that's right. I mean, so the cellular networks are still up usually, but sometimes they go out in big situations like that with the earthquakes and all. But usually, the mobile networks are working fine. So anyway, episode 124, we got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about the DICE Awards winners. We're going to be talking about the Sony State of Play that happened this week. Of course, all the VR titles coming to VR2, along with all the Justice, Kill the Justice League, all that fun stuff. We're going to talk about that. Microsoft, big news about the Activision Blizzard acquisition. We're going to be talking about that as well. And then, of course, our that's our topic of the show. And then our picks of the week, as usual. So a usual slate here for this week. But before we get into, of course, the games that we've been playing this past week, here's a brief word about where you can find the podcast in video and audio format.
Before the crew discuss what they have been playing, this episode of The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast's ad-free version in audio and video formats, will be going to Patreon after being recorded. So if you would like to support the show and become a patron at the entry Tier 1 level at $1 per month and get every episode including exclusive ad-free post-show content in video format when recorded, please visit patreon.com/thearena_podcast for further details. The audio version of the podcast will be uploaded to all free podcast services, where you can find us on any podcast app for iOS or Android, and in the video version will be on our YouTube channel, The Arena Productions. For the audio version, just download your favorite podcast app and search for The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast. Subscribe, follow us, post a review, and leave us questions, comments, and feedback if you like, if that feature is available there, and spread the word about the podcast. We also have a Discord called The Arena Podcast, where you can join and chat with the Arena Podcast community, and the podcast audio website is at thearenapodcast.podbean.com, where you can follow us and leave questions and comments as well. For all information regarding the podcast and our entertainment and pop culture related content, along with our blog and forums, visit the official website of The Arena Productions at www.thearenaproductions.com. Finally, you can also follow us on Twitter at The Arena, AMPGNP, as well as on Instagram at The Arena_podcast. Now, back to the show.
All right, guys. Burley, I'll start with you. What have you been playing this past week?
Well, the obvious big main one has been Hogwarts Legacy. I'm
Mhm.
still working through the story and the side
Mhm.
content on that game. I've almost got all the spells. I got 2 left to go get.
Mhm.
I've been really enjoying it. It is just if you need a game to sink your time into, this is the game for you.
Yeah.
Because there's so much to do. There's so much to do, and it is easy to lose track of. Oh, I was just doing all this. I haven't even progressed any of the campaign for the last 5 to 6 hours. I've just been doing side.
Did you get the unforgivable curses?
I'm just about at that point to where I can unlock them.
Because there's the 3 of them. Yeah, and I'm with the current playthrough that I'm doing with my wife. We're choosing not to do them. So
Mhm.
I have a feeling my chat is going to make me do it.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's okay.
yeah. It's a good choice. I like the way they set it up.
Mhm. And Burley, what else have you been playing besides Hogwarts?
Besides Hogwarts, still Fire Emblem Engage. So I didn't get as much this week into it, but I'm still really enjoying it. It's just a lot of fun to just keep getting through the story, getting more of those rings, and seeing which characters from past Fire Emblem games I'm gonna get.
Cool. Cool.
Do you have the 3 houses one?
I don't have any 3 Houses rings yet.
I thought someone said that the 3 houses one is like the 3 main house leaders in one or
Yeah.
something like that, and it switches for some reason. I don't remember. It sounded cool. I was like, yeah, of course the 3 houses thing is the coolest thing in it. Why wouldn't it
Nah.
be?
And Carl, how about you with Hogwarts? You're still playing it, right?
Oh yeah. I got I have all the spells, like with the exception of the unforgivable curses. And you get the achievement that pops for learning all the spells without having to get those, which is a nice thing for them to do, because the game is letting you not have to do that at all if you choose not to be evil. No, you're not necessarily evil. The way the game does it is really good. It's interesting. It's all on one of the side quest lines with what do they call them? It's for your like the other characters. I forgot. There's a certain type of
You're the one, the relationship.
That's it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, those are really good so far. I like those a lot. Those are your, like, I guess I would say your premium side content.
Yeah.
And those have been really interesting. The game is phenomenal. Like I'm just having so much fun with it. It's just wondrous. Like just even when we're watching the video, also here flying around, like flying is really good and it's really seamless. And it just makes me like, if it does feel in a lot of ways like a next gen game, even though it will run on last gen. I'm curious to see how that actually works.
Okay.
But just like, yeah, like there's so much detail all over the world, and the fact that in most places, there are a few places where they don't let you fly, but like most places you can just pop out your broom. You can even jump off a cliff and pop out your broom in midair.
Nice.
Yeah, I've done that once.
Yeah, which just feels fantastic. And another thing that's really interesting, I've been experimenting a bit more that I love is, I don't know if you know this, Burley, like every enemy has a special weakness.
Yep.
And if you look in the collection, you can look at every enemy's like special weakness thing. But it's actually really cool because they're all sort of special animations, or special like effects that happen to the enemy. So like there's like the Goblin Ranger, right, who's like shooting a bow and he's like charging it up, and you can grab the crossbow bolt and throw it back at him.
Yep.
And one of the spiders, like he'll start digging into the ground, and if you do, I think it's Flipendo, you'll like rip him out of the ground as he's digging and sort of like tear him, and it does. These all do massive damage, and they're just cool. The Dugbog like frog thing. He goes to spit at you, and this is basically his tongue at you. And this is like the same thing that's in Jedi Fallen Order, almost. But like you pull his tongue with Levioso, and his tongue is like pulling him up in the air, and then you use the slicing spell.
Fido.
Yeah, and then it does massive damage to him. Those are fantastic, and I love that. And I think they should. I would kind of wish that there's a bit more focus on them because you really kind of don't need them, even though like they do tons of damage. So like, I don't know, maybe on a high difficulty, if you can remember all of these, because every enemy has, I think, their own. It seems.
Mhm.
I haven't seen one that didn't have one. You can then do tons of damage to those enemies. But it's hard. Like there's a lot of enemies coming at you, and you're like trying to remember, like, all right, when he does this, I have to use this spell, and like I gotta flip through my different pages of spells, and like it's hard.
Where is the spell? Oh,
Yeah.
no.
It's really hectic.
No combat on this. Like if you play this on hard, because like I have a Streamloots card for my chat, it makes me play on hard for 15 minutes. And
Mhm.
sometimes my chat loves to do it when they, especially other streamers that are ahead of me in the game, know when boss fights are and do it on a boss fight. You notice the difference from normal to hard of how little, like how much your damage gets reduced and how much you take for damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'm loving this game, and the main story is fine. Like I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think it just sort of paced a bit slow, especially when you're doing other tasks. But even still, there was like just recent I did a main quest line thing, and the guy Sebastian's part of it, and he's talking about something, and I'm like, what is he even talking about? I'm like, I totally forgot. And then later they get to what it was. I'm like, oh yeah, that thing. I haven't thought about that in quite a while. But I feel like maybe it did just recently happen in the story, but I don't know. I feel like, I went all these side quests, and there were maybe one or two other main quests in between this, and I forgot about it. So, it's the nature of the beast with open world games. That's kind of, I'm not going to fault it because that's basically how it goes in pretty much every open world game when you have a main story that you can walk away from fairly often.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is probably one of the ones that I found the most that you can pretty early on, you can walk away from the story and have so much side content
Mhm.
and be away from the main story for a good, like, I don't know, 5 to 6 hours.
Yeah.
If you want, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm at like 27 hours on that main save, and I have the other save where I was playing a bit too, with different characters.
And that one's going to get the Cruciatus curses.
Yeah, I want to do it there if I get that far in it. We'll see.
Question, guys: are we getting DLC
Devon,
for
Carl,
this
you know
game?
you
And
want to.
are we getting
No.
DLC for this game? And if we are, what's your speculation of what kind of DLC we will get?
Mhm. Well, I mean, they said no, so like I'm gonna. Well, they didn't say no. They said they didn't plan any.
Mhm.
So it doesn't mean they can't start planning, but if they haven't planned it, I feel like not gonna happen, or at least it won't happen for a while. What what I want them to do? I mean, everybody's like, oh, we want Quidditch. I'm like, I wouldn't want to play Quidditch, so like, I don't really. That's not really for me. I actually what I want them to add is underwater stuff.
Okay.
It's like there's you can't go underwater. There's one moment in a main quest where like water fills the room, and you use this, and a bubble actually goes around you, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, there's in the movie there's like several ways that they do underwater traversal. Like they use the gillyweed, the one guy transforms his head into a shark. So like there's other methods to let me explore underwater places. That would be a really cool addition.
Burley, what would you like to see?
Well, I think they will do DLC because this game has sold gangbusters. I think they just don't want to say, because the thing is, I think they're just being a little shy on DLC because the one thing everybody wants, including me, Quidditch is because Quidditch is absent from this game. So if they're doing DLC, Quidditch is coming. I still want some more single player DLC, some extra, like going underwater. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Content under there. Give me some other areas, some other story-based DLC. It's one of the games where I'm actually saying, if they make DLC, they've got my money. Because the quality of the game was so good.
Yeah.
It is, yeah, it really is. They said they sold 12 million copies.
Nice.
Yeah, that was
So far,
the news. Yeah. Quidditch is like, okay, here's the thing with Quidditch is I think as a game with like rules, it's dumb. Like the rules are stupid. The scoring makes no sense, right? It's silly. So like to actually play it in a video game, like I feel like it's stupid because the inherent like rules are stupid. Not that like I don't actually would ever want it. It's just I feel like seeing as this is hundreds of years ago, like maybe can you just like fudge it and say like, yeah, we changed the rules. The rules are different now. Like for some reason, I don't know, because like the whole golden snitch thing and all that, like it screws up the scoring. It seems silly and it doesn't make sense.
Well, let us know in the comments. What would you like to see for DLC if you're playing Hogwarts Legacy, and tell us what you think of the game if you're actually playing it right now. So, how do you feel about Hogwarts Legacy? So,
And which
we'd
house
love to hear
you're
from
in
you.
if you're playing in it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what house are you in? Yeah.
I checked out so far. I've checked out 3 of them. I started a 3rd character just like I want to see what Hufflepuff's like. Let me see the Hufflepuff house.
All right, guys. It's time to move on. Let's talk about the DICE Awards. Oh, the DICE Awards.
Yeah,
So,
it's an interesting bunch here.
Yeah, the DICE Awards. Of course, the winners, all the winners' reactions. Of course, you can look over at IGN to see those. And I'm going to read off the winners for you. And of course, most of them. Yeah. I mean, I'm just going to say this. I'm just going to blurt it out here. IGN, I think they're very, Sony centric. And of course, Greg Miller, who is a former, IGN employee, he's probably one of the biggest PlayStation nerds out there. And he's been hosting this awards for several years now. I mean, it's like God of War Ragnarok, God of War Ragnarok, God of War Ragnarok.
Stella Chung there, who actually works at IGN right now, although she's on the Xbox podcast they have. So.
Yeah. So, outstanding achievement in animation, God of War Ragnarok. Outstanding achievement in art direction, God of War Ragnarok. Outstanding achievement in character, God of War Ragnarok, Kratos, and it goes on and on and on. Outstanding achievement in original music composition, God of War Ragnarok. Outstanding achievement in audio design, God of War Ragnarok. Outstanding achievement in story, God of War Ragnarok. When do I finish? Outstanding technical achievement, Elden Ring.
There you go.
What a surprise. Action game of the year. Here you go. Vampire Survivors.
That one surprised me, but that game I must say, because I did buy it and it's DLC. That game is addictive. If you just sit there, like I sit there on my Steam Deck, I'm like, I'll play for 5 minutes. I'll just play for 5 minutes, and then you're like, oh shit, an hour and a half has gone by.
Adventure game of the year, God of War Ragnarok.
Yep.
Again, another God of War Ragnarok win. Family game of the year. And our, of course, our patron, Tuwheel, will like this. Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope.
Yeah, how is Kirby's Dream Buffet a nominee? Come on now.
It should have been Kirby's Forgotten Land on there.
Yeah, is that? Come on, that's got to be a mistake, right?
Yeah, that should have been nominated, and that should have won, because that game is awesome.
Fighting game of the year, Multiverses. Okay.
Yeah.
Racing game of the year, Gran Turismo 7. Yeah. So the default winner. Role playing game of the year.
I just want to see. I want to see a Gran Turismo go up head to head against a Forza.
One. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Gran Turismo just doesn't happen often enough, so like you just see it.
Role playing game of the year, Elden Ring. Sports game of the year, Ollie World.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
They're not going to give it to any of the actual sports games, right?
Let's
call it the traditional sports games.
Yeah,
everybody hates those now.
Yeah. And Madden wasn't even. I don't think Madden was even on there. Madden wasn't on there.
It's not.
No,
it's not.
Madden was not nominated.
Yeah. Strategy simulation game of the year, Dwarf Fortress. Okay.
Yeah, but I like this list because he's got Midnight Suns on there, Potion Craft, and Warhammer, my game of the year that year with Chaos Gate, Demon Hunters.
Still surprised it's not Triangle Strategy.
Yeah,
exactly. That should be over. I don't know what like Ixion is, so I don't know what the hell that is. Get that out of there.
Immersive reality game of the year, Red Matter 2. Okay.
What is that VR? Like
immersive reality.
Yeah, like
VR is virtual, so immersive reality, kind of like the HoloLens.
Because like
That
Moss
type of-
Book 2 is VR. Maybe, yeah, they're just trying Tentacular is VR. Maybe they're trying to include,
Maybe.
some other things.
Yeah.
If those are, but I don't know how much other things are.
Right. Outstanding achievement for independent game. Tunic.
Yeah.
That's cool.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm happy that one. Mobile game of the year, Marvel Snap.
Yeah.
So, online game of the year, Final Fantasy 14 Endwalker. So, yeah,
Okay.
that's exactly. Outstanding achievement in game design, Elden Ring. Here we go. Here comes all the Elden Ring stuff. Outstanding achievement in game direction, Elden Ring. And of course, game of the year.
Horizon Forbidden
Elden
West.
Ring. Horizon Forbidden West.
I
wish-
take it over Elden.
That
I
would-
would take it over Elden.
Yes.
Would that be funny? Just sneak it in there. It wins nothing else, but it's like, it's game of the year. Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, surprise.
Elden
You
Ring.
know. So
You know-
yeah,
Interesting, like where is it? Audio design, right? There, it's just like Elden Ring's just not even nominated for some reason.
Hmm.
Gotham Knights is nominated for audio design, and Somerville. but
Okay.
like, they're like that was an odd one. Story, I'm like, yeah, I don't. It's not that. Elden Ring is nominated for story, but like, you're gonna leave it out of audio design, but you're gonna put it in story. I'm like, all right, sure.
I have issues with putting it in for story. I have
well,
as someone that has played the game, I have issues on that.
I think we can all agree. The three of us can come to a consensus on this now that we are happy that the award season is now finally over
Mhm.
and that
Yes.
Elden Ring can be put to rest and that finally we can start thinking about games for this year that might win game of the year. Of course, it's going to be Zelda, but anyway.
Get out of here with that. Zelda's gonna be
Hogwarts.
a huge flop, and everyone's gonna hate it. Okay.
and
It's
it'll
gonna-
still win game of the year.
They're gonna double down on like weapons breaking, and everyone's like, yeah, screw this game. I hate
And
it.
it's still going to be game of the year because all the media outlets are gonna pick it over everything else.
You
You're
know,
gonna-
okay,
usually
it's gonna
do.
be like Minecraft. You gotta mine for 5 hours to get. So now
right?
I got the iron shield that'll break in 4 hits.
Oh god, yeah. I really do wonder though, will there be some sort of like pushback against it, because everyone like loved Breath of the Wild, right? And they hyped the hell out of it.
Yeah.
But it was new. It was something original, and it also came with the launch of the Switch. There was a lot new representing it around that time, and we've had a long time, and everybody's talked about it forever. And from what we've seen in the trailer, it looks like the same game again, right? But with some few extra things.
But how could it be new? I mean, it was Zelda.
Well, it was.
It
a new
was
take on
Link.
Zelda, right?
Oh,
It was,
okay, a new take on Zelda,
That's
but
what I
still
mean,
it's
right.
Zelda. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
so
It was open world, and Zelda never really. I mean, there's been open
Right.
world elements, right? But it was
Right.
truly open.
this
And,
was the first like truly open world.
But this
Zelda
was
Yeah.
the game that Breath of the Wild changed something huge in the fact of no more dungeons. You have the 4
Yes.
real story dungeons, and then all these shrines instead of
Yeah.
dungeons. And I hate the shrines. Give me dungeons back.
Yeah.
That's
And
an
this is-
element of Zelda I've always loved. I love the dungeons, figuring out the puzzles and all that.
Yeah, and that's sort of what I was going to get at is the dungeons, and I feel like there's been lots of talk about what is missing from Breath of the Wild. Like, yeah, it did all this other stuff that's interesting that people like that made it unique, but it's missing
Mario.
the dungeons, right?
Mario.
What about
Mario's
Mario?
got to be in a Zelda game. Come on.
Okay. so like the what I'm
Oh
saying
yeah,
is
Link's
that
Awakening.
Yeah,
I can see people being more critical of this one and saying like, hey, this is great, but you didn't address any of the things that people had an issue with, or wanted, right? That could happen, let's say. And that might make it not game of the year, right? Who knows?
It's going to be game of the year, Carl. Sorry. Yeah, I just,
Do it.
if it comes,
Do it.
it's coming. I mean, it's going to be game of the year. I mean, come on, man. I mean, you've been around long enough to know how the gaming industry works when it comes to picking
Well,
games of the year and stuff like that. So
I mean, a game
Yeah.
can come out of nowhere. You don't know. I mean, Elden
Starfield
Ring,
can come out of nowhere. Yeah, who
Right.
knows?
Starfield, right?
I
I
hope
mean,
so. Honestly, I hope
Hogwarts.
so.
Hogwarts. Yeah.
Hogwarts?
I mean, look,
There you go.
I think Hogwarts should be nominated. I've played enough
Yes,
of
it
it
should.
now to
Hogwarts,
say
yeah, should be nominated. Yes,
it's fantastic. Should it win? I mean, that's going to depend on what else is out there, right? I mean,
Yeah,
because like Starfield for me is the obvious. Like that's where I want
It's
to.
new
I
IP,
have
yeah.
hope that it is at that level. Like if it's the next Skyrim Fallout, like that's awesome.
it's like No Man's Sky on steroids, basically. I mean, it's new IP, and that's what I want to see win Game of the Year.
That's another big advantage for it. Yeah,
exactly. So, okay, well, let's talk more about VR and some of these other games, and of course, the Justice League and all that. So we got the state of play.
Talk about
The
immersive reality, okay?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, immersive reality, whatever you want to call it, guys. And of course, PSVR 2 is now out, and you can go and check out. Of course, I put a short up on the Arena Productions out here in Japan, the display and the pricing. But anyway, you can go check that out. But anyway, state of play announcements. We're going to go ahead and play a lot of the trailers here from the state of play and just talk about them and. What did we feel about these games? What did we feel about the state of play overall? So I'm going to go ahead and start it. So anyway, yeah, this game here, it's called The Foglands. So it's a haunted first-person shooter showing off combat against skeletons, spiders, and more. So yeah, I mean, they started off talking a lot about and showing off a lot of the VR titles that are coming to VR too. But anyway, what did you guys think of this and the state of play overall as we watch these and as we talk about them? Burley, I'll start with you.
This one doesn't look too bad. This game here, the trailer for it, this one didn't bother me, and I can see why they're showing it off. Because it makes sense to show this off if you're trying to sell the PSVR 2. Mm-hmm. But this state of play, boy, was this not a good state of play or a state of play for me. This was like most of this state of play was like this was during while I was working, and me and a coworker were watching us, and we're like, we should just be doing work instead of watching this for most of it. Yeah, there are highlights and good moments in here, but they are so far and few between that made it really good.
Yeah, I really glazed over with these VR trailers early on. Like they all look fine. They look fine. They just look, but like I feel like it's the same thing. Every one of these games is the same thing, but like it's a different setting. Or a different theme, right? But like at the end of the day, they all feel like, for the most of them, is like I'm in first person and I'm shooting stuff, and maybe there's something interesting I'm doing with the VR with my hands, right? This one's like a survival one, I guess, right? So that's a little different, right?
Players create tents, bows, other tools.
Yeah. See here again, like this one, like all right, here we go again. And now they're like, I got a gun and I'm shooting stuff. Like all right, like. I get it. Like that's like half of VR. I know there's like better VR stuff out there, but maybe that doesn't show as well. They do have some other VR stuff we'll get to, but that Foglands, like as the first trailer, I'm like, this game visually doesn't look impressive. In this one too that we're looking at right now, like if you look at what's going on in the background, there's a very much lack of detail. Everything's very simple. And I know VR requires you to have higher frame rates, so you can't go as hard with the graphics.
Yeah, it's hard to tell though. I mean, you got to really have the mask, the headset on to really,
right. When you're immersed in it, maybe it's different.
Yeah.
Like, look, okay, this one's got like some telekinetic powers. Yeah. It all.
To bring it back to the graphics thing, this doesn't look like I needed PSVR 2. This looks like I could do this on the Meta Quest 2 and save half my cost.
And you know what? Probably all these will be on the Meta Quest 2.
Yeah.
And that's probably part of the reason. because they're designing these games to be on what is the most popular headset for VR, which is much less powered than these. I mean, you look at this. Like, okay, again, that right there, you see like resolution, issues, and yeah, this state of play. I don't want to be like that harsh on it because honestly, like, it's not like it's a bad bunch of games. It's just. Unlike the Nintendo Direct, it doesn't have that feel of like this is a Sony. This just feels like a Sony thing, right? Because it's missing all the first party.
Mm-hmm.
They keep doing that. They're like, here's our non-first party state of play. I'm like, okay, like, yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, they're in space.
Well,
and
for
all.
like first party, it's like
Yeah.
I think they just don't want to show too much off of Spider-Man 2 yet.
No.
In the case of that, because that's their biggest first party game we've got this year coming.
Yeah.
And it's like I get that PSVR 2 just launched, so it made sense they were going to spend some time showing some VR games.
If it comes, Burley, if Spider-Man comes this year, we shall see.
Yeah.
But
But yeah, where's Half-Life Alyx? Why is Half-Life Alyx not there?
Yeah.
No, that should have launched
be.
with PSVR 2. It should.
Yeah.
Now,
And the fact that it wasn't here, I have to assume that they can't get it for some reason.
I wonder if they've not even tried getting it, to be honest.
That seems foolish.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's the most immersive version yet. Here we go. See, like, okay, this is a unique looking VR thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this isn't the type of game that's gonna, sell systems, right?
No.
But this game, nothing from watching this trailer makes me think this needed to be PSVR 2. You could just do this with the analog sticks.
Yeah, I don't know that it's doing anything. Like, you're right, like with the new controllers and stuff, the hand motions.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. That's the problem you're going to have with VR, right? Is using that new interaction with the hands in a creative way. That isn't just because to me, a lot of times it's like I can move my gun around. I can reload my gun with my hands. Like, isn't that fun? I can use a power with my hands. I'm like, yeah, okay, but I can do that with the controller, and I've been doing it for a very long time with the controller, and it's been fine.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, because with the first generation VR, I mean the hands and all. I mean, just when you have the headset on, it looks like you don't even have hands.
Yeah.
So at least maybe in this iteration, you'll actually feel like you actually have hands and you're actually holding something.
Yeah, because PSVR 2 has like the more legit hand tracking, right? That you've had on some of the other ones already.
Yeah.
Oh, this is when I was like, oh God, I forgot Sony owns Destiny, and now we're gonna have to sit through Destiny trailers at every state of play.
Yeah.
You read my mind on that. I think my coworker, when we were watching it, says, I can go up. I'm not getting up because I want to grab a drink or anything, but I just don't care enough to see the Destiny thing.
Yeah. I don't, nothing in this like looks interesting to me, but it also like, I like all these characters just kind of like blur together. I don't really, I don't know any of them, right? But there's no like, that's the main guy, right? There's no Master Chief. There's no Kratos, right? I don't know anything about this franchise. I have nothing I'm connecting to anytime I see any of the CG Destiny stuff,
Yeah. Well, in that previous scene, it looked like they were on Coruscant. But
It's like, now we get some cinematic gameplay here. Like,
right. And what's weird is like I'm watching all this and I'm like, but it's a shooter, right? Like, show me when you play this game, you're shooting stuff 99% of the time, I assume, right?
Yeah.
Like
shooting, and then you're using your skills because you do like some of the skills you have are melee based, some
right,
some are gun based. It's all depending on the class. Like I played the first one, I was like, okay, I don't need to ever play.
Yeah, this one I was like, bravo, Sony. You put it on PS Plus Extra day one. You did it.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
second game to do that, second indie to launch into the service.
Yeah. And this had been shown before at a previous State of Play, too.
Mhm.
Yep.
So,
And I have to assume that they felt some need to make that change. They never announced before that it was going to be on PS Plus, right?
Yeah.
Extra. And now we're seeing it again, and now they're like, it is going to launch. Maybe they're starting to realize that, you know, with the decrease in sub numbers, that hey, like you're not offering an attractive enough reason to subscribe to that.
or to continue to subscribe. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they're experimenting, and I applaud them for that, because they did Horizon Forbidden West this month in the service, and now they're putting finally another game launching into the service that looks like a good indie game.
Yeah.
Chia.
Knew it.
March 21st. Yeah.
So I do love this little thing here at the end with the crabs and all that.
Yeah. March 21st. Yeah. So
That's
looking
what you
forward to that.
Just that.
Looking forward to grabbing it. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. PlayStation Plus for extra premium subscribers.
Hopefully we get more little indies that are launching into this.
Yeah. So Burley, here we go. The March monthly games. You want to talk about
Greg.
that yet?
Yeah. I don't want to, but I will. So we're getting a shit month. You're getting on Essentials. Battlefield 2042, a really bad Battlefield game. Minecraft Dungeons I played years ago.
Hey, did you see Phil Spencer's quote or his tweet? You know, he was talking about Minecraft Dungeons and the fact that PlayStation's bringing it to their platform, you know, for PlayStation Plus members. And he's like, you know, it's great to see that Minecraft Dungeons is coming to, you know, so many other players, you know, so many different players and all. I love that. That was great. Yeah.
That was Phil playing the game, you know.
Yep.
I'm very curious how that went down. How'd that conversation go with I assume someone from Microsoft, maybe it's someone directly from Mojang, talking to Sony and saying and agreeing, like, what did they charge to put, you know, Minecraft Dungeons on PS Plus? This is the base essentials, right? And they're giving it away, like you own it now.
Yeah.
Like that couldn't have been cheap, but maybe they did give it to them cheap, and that's why it's there. But did they fall into the trap of like, hey, now Microsoft can be like, look, we're putting our games on their service. See, we're still doing it. You know, it's a weird one. I want to be a fly on that wall for sure.
What is this, Jedi versus Sith or something?
No, this is called Humanity. This just reminds me of This is Pikmin.
Yeah, but it looked like blue lightsabers and red lightsabers coming at each other there.
Yeah, it's definitely a puzzly thing, right?
Yeah, puzzle type of game. Yeah.
Oh, did you see also Ghostwire Tokyo was coming to PS Plus?
Yeah.
Yep. Same with Uncharted.
Yes. Well, Ghostwire Tokyo is interesting because it's going to be the 1 year anniversary, which means that it's also going to be on Game Pass.
Yeah.
Just like they did with the other one, Deathloop.
Yep. Yeah. Humanity.
But see, that's interesting too, because you look at Sony as like, oh, well, you know, we got to put that game on our service, you know, because it's going to be on Xbox's service because they own it. So we have to do it too. I'm like, but if you don't think Game Pass is a good strategy, then why are you copying? Why do you think you need to like counter it? Like,
well, like I said before, I mean, if they really, really want to just exponentially expand the service, you put first party games on day one, like Xbox does. But they won't do that because they're gonna lose a ton of money doing it.
We'll see. I think it'll happen one day, and I think Last of Us Factions will be that game if it's not free to play.
Could be.
This game is weird.
This was a game that's like, why did we need this shown in the state of play? Like, I know they've shown it in others, And it's like this is a game I am not gonna play.
Uh-huh.
Like
Yeah,
this could
it's
have
a-
an easy platinum, and I still wouldn't touch it.
Is it a dating sim rhythm furry game?
Yeah,
It's odd. It's odd.
Yeah.
I mean, the art style is nice. Character designs are unique. It's just a weird one.
yeah.
Of course, like it's always got to have a band in it. So, yeah. Goodbye Volcano High. Yep. Okay. So, yeah.
No one gonna go jump on that game in June.
Come on, Burley, you can do it.
Oh,
You can do it.
Yeah, no.
You're gonna
Now
stream it. Here we go.
this,
Naruto.
this I was happy to see.
Yeah.
It's
Really?
nice. Yeah, I love Ninja Storm 3 and 4. They were such great games,
Mhm.
and just to have a collection, to have them all, get the like all the DLC characters and all that.
Wait, this is a collection? This is not a new
Yeah.
one?
Yeah, this is a collection. All-
Oh god. I looked at this and I'm like, all right, another Naruto game. Like, here we go. And this trailer was like, I think way too long already. If it was a new game, now you're telling me it's the collection. I'm like, man, you put like, it's fine. You want to show it briefly, but man, this trailer.
I'm a huge Naruto guy, so
Yeah. I like the original anime, the first part.
Yeah.
Where
Oh,
they
you don't
get
like
Shippuden.
Shippuden?
Nah, well, it
Oh.
wasn't. You know why? It's not that it was. It was bad. It was just the pacing of the anime is like just painfully slow.
read the manga.
Yeah,
The manga
should.
is much.
Yeah.
The manga flows
Manga
way
is
better.
classic out here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's because a manga, like they do a release, right? But how many pages is it? It's like small, right?
It's like 16 pages.
Yeah, something like that, right? So they're turning 16 pages of a manga into like a 30-minute episode, and I'm like, yeah,
Well,
that's not going to
take
work.
multiple. They take multiple chapters. Each
Yeah,
episode
they
is
mix-
like 3 or 4
but they-
chapters.
Yeah.
But that's not true because what I've looked up, like they mix things in, they add filler, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah, they
please
there's
stop.
that's the thing with Naruto. There's a lot of filler. That's the one thing. There's too much filler, but they did what they did because they chose to just we want to cash in while the manga is still popular and still being written.
It's painful. Like the end of the original series, it ends at like episode 100 and something, 20 something maybe. I don't remember exactly. And then there's like 30 or 40 like filler episodes after that. And it's like, do not watch any of that.
Yeah, it ends at 118 and then it picks up at like I think around 200 is where the end.
Yeah,
is.
okay. Yeah, please
Yeah.
don't do
And-
that to yourself.
People got confused on this.
Here's
with
the
this show,
controversy
Baldur's
on the Baldur's Gate.
People thought that like I saw people think this was exclusive to Sony. And I
Mhm.
was like, really? No. It's coming to
Well,
PlayStation.
there's been some drama with it because and someone who works on the games chimed in on it saying that like, no, we're not doing any exclusivity. But then they said that the Xbox version they're having issues with, and then I think
Jim
it
Ryan
was-
laughed at that.
yeah, but then I don't remember who it was said, was commenting on it saying like, oh, the game's delayed, and they're like, no, it's not delayed. I'm like, but then what are you talking about? Like, so how can you tell me simultaneously say it's coming? It's still we're working on an Xbox version, but we're having trouble. But it's not delayed. But we can't give you the date, even though we can give you the date of the other versions. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense at all.
No, yeah, this is
And they said that they were having trouble with specifically the co-op across Xbox Series X and S, which I would imply that the S is making it trouble for some reason on co-op. And it would probably be RAM, because the S has significantly less RAM.
Yeah.
Wayfinder.
this game just looks like so many other little games like these, and it just like no, you see one, seen them all.
I'm tired of seeing all those like Final Fantasy style blades in these types of games. I mean,
You got guns too, though.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
They should put a gun and a blade together.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
No, man, we gotta spoilers for those of you who haven't watched Picard season 3, episode 2. But Burley, we got to get the blade that Worf had in the episode. Yeah.
Yes. You bring that, and then this game will be a little more interesting.
Yeah. Anyway,
This game, man. What are we doing here? What is
Just
this
another
game?
boss
Is
battle.
it an MMO? Is it a co-op like Borderlands, Fortnite-ish? I don't know. Where are we going with this? I don't know what it is.
yeah. Well, we didn't get much. I mean, it just a bunch of cinematic stuff.
You get the
that
beta.
gameplay. That was gameplay. Come
A
on.
little bit of gameplay, yeah. But here we go. Yeah.
This was the animations in this game are fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just like this is like cutscene, right? But when you watch Zangief's like his moves in combat, in battle, look freaking great.
Yeah. It's gonna be good. Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, this
Pile
I will admit the animations and all this is good. This is really good. It's just like I have no desire when Street Fighter 6 comes out to be like, hey, I'm gonna drop $100 on this.
Yeah.
Well, you got to really be into
Yeah.
like fighting.
Yeah, I'm not a Street Fighter guy.
Did we get the announcement too of Mortal Kombat 12 also? I think.
Well, that leaked because of a
Look at
WB
that.
call,
Boom.
Yeah.
and people, and there were the memes running wild of Ed Boon is gonna go kill him.
And you got the new character.
Yeah, it's coming.
And I like her design. I'm not quite sure what her move set, like what's going on with the moves there, but you gotta
She's
gotta
got
feel
the
it
power
out.
of the wind.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And she's got like this weird like club things,
Hmm.
which a lot of Street Fighter characters don't have weapons, so it is kind of
Yeah.
different.
Lily.
Poor Blanca.
Yeah. Stuff.
But I played as the other character, new character. Well, there's been a couple, but when I played the demo, I played the beta. I played as Kimberly. Is that her name?
I think so.
And she was a lot of fun, actually. That was a really good character.
Mm.
So I think they know what they're doing. The one thing I didn't like was like this at the end, where she's like, and she falls like a weirdo. I'm like, come on.
I wonder if this is going to
Well,
be.
they had you know why they had that fall animation. If you say where they zoomed in one layer,
I
you know.
guess.
Yeah. I'm not gonna
Japanese people.
I wonder if it's going to be a part of Evo this year. We shall see.
I don't know. Cammy looks awesome as well. The new design is great. Her animations are fantastic.
Yeah.
So,
The UK
I remember people
background setting there. Yeah.
yeah, I remember when they
London.
leaked like Cammy's new design, and people were like, I shouldn't have the same outfit. I can't, they're all mad about it.
Yeah.
And then everyone like reaction to this is like, oh no, it's fantastic. I'm like, yeah, come on.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
trust them? And I'm
No,
sure the
yeah.
original outfit's in there.
Oh, you
Yeah.
could unlock it or pay them. Don't
Yeah,
worry,
right.
Capcom will take your money for it.
Yeah. Well, let us know in the comments what you think of this and what character do you want to play as the most in the new Street Fighter. So stuff.
Want to play as Dan? I don't know if he's in it
Guile?
this time.
Yeah.
Dan's probably not it. No, he might. He'll make the cut at some point.
June
Dan's hilarious.
2nd. So I think this could be at Evo. It could be.
Oh, I'm sure they'll get it into Evo.
Yeah. All right, here we go, guys. Next up.
Season before.
Yeah.
Now,
Resident
here's
Evil
probably
4.
the best part of the state of play to me.
Hmm.
I mean,
But
the thing
this
is,
game.
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Go ahead,
really.
Burley.
I was gonna say this trailer goes over a lot of this game. It shows you like a lot of the story,
Mhm.
but
Yeah,
it's
that-
like
That plays into what I was gonna say is like, you say this is the best part of it, but like we've seen this game a lot already.
Yeah.
So who is this guy? Is he a new character or do I just not remember?
No, that's Lewis.
Okay, because I remember very little about this game apparently.
Yeah. No,
It looks good though. It looks really good.
I don't remember there being another character like that with you at any point fighting alongside you. Besides
I don't think he really fights with you, like because he's the whole plot thing. He tells you about that you guys have been infected and helps you get the cure.
Right.
Yeah.
I should really play this because if to me it's gonna feel like a brand new game because I honestly have almost zero recollection of this game at this point.
Well, it has been a while, Carl.
Because that guy, I'm like, he looks like I don't remember that character in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Oh man, it looks good.
The mine cart here.
Oh yeah. Brings back memories.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is actually selling me on the game.
Yeah.
I know I'll eventually pick it up, but I just don't think I will pick this up day one and spend $100.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I like Resident Evil, and I know this Resident Evil 4 is one of the best in the series.
Yeah.
Because I played the original, I don't think I need to get this day one. Wait for Black Friday deals and stuff like that. And then
You play it on GameCube or PS2?
PS2.
Yeah, me too.
I never had a GameCube.
Question for you guys. Now, do you think they're going to do the same thing with that they've done with RE4 with RE5? Is that the next one?
I don't think so.
They may do 5 because 5 did sell well, but 4, I think they may take a break after 4 because 4 is the most popular one. Yeah. So it's like, okay, we got that one. The remake's done well. We've done remakes from 1 through 4 because I doubt they're going to touch Code Veronica and stuff like that.
Yeah. I don't think they need to.
Here we go, guys. Yeah, the justice.
Wasn't there like a Revelations 3 that they were supposedly working on?
I can't remember.
Can't remember either. Yeah. All right, guys. So, what did you think of all the Suicide Squad game here?
Yeah. It's what I thought it was gonna be. It's a looter shooter.
Yeah.
It still bothers me that we've got King Shark in this game. Oh, can I use him and bite on enemies? No, he's got to use a machine gun.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the thing with this game. Like everybody's got their like special attacks, right? But it's base gameplay it's a shooter, right? And you're using guns to kill most of the things on screen.
Yeah.
Traversal looks cool. Everybody's got their interesting special traversal mechanic. But I don't want to play it. There's nothing about this makes me want to play it.
The traversal stuff like that is all neat, and this looks like it runs and flows better than Gotham Knights. But it's like the mechanics here of just doesn't matter which character I pick, I'm shooting things.
Yeah,
it's like
and all these vehicles like shoot the purple points. Just shoot the purple.
Yes.
Yeah, like not enough. Like this looks like when this is on a free weekend or on Game Pass, PlayStation Premium, or whatever service it's free. It's like, okay, I'll check it out then and play it.
Do you think they could do the same thing that they did with for Game Pass with Avengers with this?
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, eventually it will be.
Yeah.
Probably PS Plus because I don't know if they have marketing, but you would think that they're showing you here. They might be taking the marketing.
Probably they do. Yeah.
Have some deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just like what is the structure of this game though, right? Because like they're showing us sort of clips here, cuts of gameplay, but like where is this a full open world that I'm walking around, or am I dropped into like an area and I have a mission and then I back out and I drop into an area again and I have a
I would
mission.
assume it's the latter. I mean, because it looks semi open world to me here.
It's chapter based from what I've heard, and you're just put in area by area for each chapter kind of thing.
That's terrible.
That's
like,
but
I mean, that's pretty much Avengers, and this is why everybody hated Avengers, right? Like,
yeah, and also apparently the story has leaked on this game, and if the leaks are true, by God, this story is not gonna. People are not gonna care. And
there you go, Carl. Shoot the purple thing.
Yeah, more purple.
Purple stuff.
Get that purple spot.
Yeah,
purple bad.
That's a sweet spot in the game. Yeah. Purple marks the spot.
I wonder if that purple stuff's that same stuff in the old Sunny D commercials.
Yeah, this is like, you know, Sunset Overdrive-ish, but like not. But again, not like, it doesn't seem like it's a free-flowing open world. Like, it seems like they're gonna keep dropping you into areas. See, like Redfall, I think has similarities, right? Because it's a 4-player co-op where your characters have unique abilities, but everyone's got guns, and the guns are, you know, sort of looter based. But that game is like a single-player story. Like, you're in an open world, you go here, you get a quest, right? You follow the storyline throughout that world. Whereas this, it doesn't seem like that's what's happening. Like you're saying, it's just we finished the mission and here's the story cutscene. Okay, next chapter. Okay, now we're here.
Mando, you drop it. I'm dropping you guys off here in this district.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think that's going to be that fun. I expect more from Rocksteady, and I'm sad, very, very sad that like it's taken 8 years. This is the game they're making, and we're never gonna. How long is it going to be before we see the next Rocksteady game that we know them for? Right?
A long time, I think.
Yeah. I mean, if this game flops hard, which I think there's a chance it could sell really poorly, and if they plan to do any sort of, because there's supposedly a beta blast, so are they going to do any sort of continued, you know, content on it, live service stuff? I mean, whatever. They're gonna like, sorry, Rocksteady, we're gonna have to pull the plug because 8 years and you got us a flop. Like, that's not gonna work.
Yeah. So overall thoughts, guys. What was the best game for you guys? The state of play.
Resident Evil 4 for me. I'll just go first. Resident Evil 4 for me.
Yeah.
The state of play was not a very good one.
Yeah, I second that, Burley. I think the Resident Evil 4, and it looks pretty. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool to play again. So
I guess I'll say Street Fighter 6 because I really dug those characters they show, the great animations. You know, it's just more of Street Fighter, obviously, but you know, it looks like it's gonna be a great Street Fighter game.
Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to our topic of the show. One of the big stories this news week, of course, Microsoft. Of course, the Activision Blizzard deal, it still hasn't gone through yet. Of course, the FTC and, of course, the European Commission, obviously, you know, there's still, you know, legal, you know, works to be done on that. But what's interesting is, of course, Microsoft, before they come and state their case, they signed a binding contract to bring Xbox games to Nintendo gamers. But basically what was going on is those Xbox games were basically Call of Duty games. I mean, it's like the wording there, you have to be very careful there. Yes, maybe we will get more Xbox games on Nintendo, but what the Microsoft president was talking about was generally speaking about Call of Duty games. But anyway,
did you see that he later issued a new tweet and got rid of the old one and say, hey, I just want to like make things more clear?
Yeah. So, and then also, of course, Microsoft and Nvidia announced an expansive new gaming deal, and you can check out from nvidianews.nvidia.com. And of course, that is another 10-year deal. So they announced that they agreed to a 10-year partnership to bring Xbox PC games to the Nvidia GeForce Now cloud gaming service, which has more than 25 million members in over 100 countries. The agreement will enable gamers to stream Xbox PC titles from GeForce Now to PCs, Mac OS, Chromebooks, smartphones, and other devices. It will also enable Activision Blizzard PC titles such as Call of Duty to be streamed on GeForce Now after Microsoft's acquisition of Activision closes. So, guys, I mean, this is pretty big stuff. I mean, now, Sony's argument that, they're going to take Call of Duty away from everybody. No, I mean, Call of Duty's going to Nintendo now as well. And then the GeForce deal is a big one as well. So, I mean, Sony looks like it kind of seems like they're getting backed into the corner now. And you have, Nintendo, with this agreement with Microsoft now, it's interesting. I mean, Microsoft and Nintendo could be the next big power duo in the world of the gaming industry. I mean, Burley and I, we talked about this outside of the podcast, but, you got to be a little bit careful when you're making deals with Nintendo, obviously, because, you might get Xbox games on Nintendo, but are you going to see Mario or Zelda on Xbox? Probably not.
No.
Right. So,
you never know. One day things could change, right?
Yeah. But Call of Duty coming to Nintendo, that's a big deal. And of course, obviously, it looks like that would start from next year. And there was also, the kind of the president of Microsoft was also saying that, Call of Duty will work as you expect on the Switch. Well, what do you expect if it comes to the Switch? I mean, it's probably not going to run very well, but maybe, kind of his wording was a little bit off there, but maybe this is because the Switch 2 is coming next year, possibly. And the Switch 2 might be in 4K, maybe. So maybe Call of Duty would actually run well on the Switch. I guess, that's speculation, and we shall see and all. But I don't know, guys. What do you think? What do you think of this 10-year binding contract, and how is it going to affect the, of course, the course of the deal going through or not? Carl, I'll start with you. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I want to start with the Nvidia one, because the Nvidia one, I think, is just like a slam dunk, obvious thing to do, the GeForce thing, because the GeForce Now service is just you buy any games you buy on whichever services that it works with, like Steam, for example. You can stream them with GeForce Now on other devices. So Microsoft is just extending their games to that. So you still have to buy those games. So it still benefits Microsoft. It's just putting it in another way to stream it, which is great. And Call of Duty games future as well, which another thing is not available. Because again, to use a game on GeForce Now, it has to be, the publisher has to say it's okay.
Yeah.
So now Call of Duty games will be on it. And that's big too. This is something that it doesn't make sense to not do anymore. Why not offer it? And it shows Microsoft, it helps the argument of against, regulators saying that they're going to have a monopoly on the streaming. I'm like, well, no, actually they're letting other streaming services exist. Theirs is different. Theirs is a subscription thing, right? And maybe they'll you can buy your games, stream them also, but they're going to let you do that elsewhere. They're not going to say you can't do that. Wherever the games are available, if it's streamable on some other thing, it's going to let it happen. Yeah. The Nintendo thing is, again, we already kind of knew this, right? They told us they were going to do this, but now it's the actual contract, is signed.
Yeah, and we've had games in the past come to Nintendo. I mean, like Ori and the Blind Forest, that was a big game that came to the Switch.
Yeah.
There have
Cuphead.
Yes, exactly. So there have been games.
Well, that's not an Xbox first party, right?
Yeah, true.
Because that's on PlayStation now. So, but no, Minecraft Dungeons is on Switch, right? But that's multi-platform. Right, they put it on everything. The Switch thing is I feel that maybe they're gonna do cloud stuff for a bunch of games. Call of Duty, maybe Modern Warfare 2. They're gonna try to get that on cloud on Switch hardware currently, and then when Switch 2 comes out, they'll have some native experiences.
Yeah.
They could port older Call of Duties to maybe the original Switch if they really want to. I don't know how much effort they want to put into that. So like
Call of Duty Ghosts.
Yeah, Ghosts, right? That's the one everybody wants. Right?
That's the one.
No.
That's the one that'll
Call
run.
of Duty
That's
4
the one that'll
Modern
run on it.
Warfare, the first Modern Warfare.
Yeah, well,
It should run on the Switch.
Well, the original, yeah, but they do
Yeah.
like a remake also. Like would that run on the Switch? Like I don't know about that. So like Switch 2, you got they're gonna have a native Call of Duty, whatever the new one is, and that's probably not too far off. And whatever that next Call of Duty will be, I can see that happening if this deal comes through. Now it might not be day one, right? Because although did they say parity? I don't remember if they said that on like release date or something, but
I don't think so, not yet.
I don't think they had mentioned anything on that.
yeah, but the stuff will come. I think they will eventually do like day one on Switch for a new Call of Duty game on Switch 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'll be next year. If the deal goes through later this year, it'll be next year's Call of Duty, and probably by that time the Switch 2 might be out.
I mean, that seems like a very short, development time to do that, but who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Burley, your thoughts on all of this and Call of Duty coming to the Switch and the Nvidia agreement and all?
Yeah, the Nvidia agreement is great because this is like just to have another way you have access to stream your games and you're not pigeonholed. You have to be in this one service or else you're SOL. It's nice giving more people access, which is great.
Yeah. Burley, I like how you use the acronym there. Yes, to save us from from YouTube on that one. So thank you for that. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. I'm trying.
Use more acronyms. Yes.
I'm trying. But as for Call of Duty running on Switch right now, here you go. This is about like if you put, because I've played Modern Warfare 2 on PS5. Mm-hmm. Even if you did cloud, you'd have to do cloud, and you'd have to cut the size out of the heck out of the thing to get it to run on the Switch so you can download. Mm-hmm. You got to make a lot of compromises to get it to run, to make it run well enough where people are going to play it on the Switch, realize there are compromises made, and be like, okay, I will do this. Mm-hmm. Like the new hardware for the next iteration of the Switch, new hardware, I could see better to be putting these Call of Duty games on there and have a better shot. But since we don't have any specs on that, and when Nintendo's doing it, this has got to be a deal for the future.
Yeah. Hey, did you guys see some media outlet was trying to twist it, saying that Microsoft pulled Nvidia's leg to get them to do this deal to stranglehold Sony, when it came to the acquisition of of Activision Blizzard.
Pulled their leg by offering them something they wanted.
Exactly. I mean, come on, man. Come on, guys. Yeah. I know you want the clicks. I know some of you media outlets out there, you need the clicks, but come on. I
mean, they definitely want more games in general available on that service, and any major publisher, Activision, for example, joining that fold, and Microsoft as well, because Starfield, for example, like you'll be able to stream Starfield through GeForce Now.
Yeah.
That's
increasing choice to gamers. I mean, that's the big thing. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, speaking of Nintendo, they confirmed that they won't be at E3 this year. So, oh wow.
Yeah. We knew. Yeah. But yes.
So the already, let's crack a cold one for the death of E3 this year.
Yeah, and toast Jeff Keighley and his opening night live. Yeah.
Which will Nintendo won't be there either, right?
No, which will be the new E3. Yeah, but he'll be promoting the game of the year for this year though, and Tears of the Kingdom.
Don't worry. What? Nintendo's already got him. Nintendo has him.
Yeah.
They're locking him in a room with Tears of the Kingdom. It's like, you're not allowed to play anything else.
Uh-huh.
It's Tears of the Kingdom
Yeah.
and any other Nintendo game we release this year. That's all you're allowed to play.
Yeah.
We own you
Tears
now.
of the Kingdom is gonna be nominated for best story.
Mhm.
Do the games have? Did Breath of the Wild have a story? Like, from what I gather, I don't know how much of a story.
It does have a story, but it's nothing. So from what I remember, I never finished Breath of the Wild, but I know the story.
Mhm.
It has a story, but from what I remember, it's not that deep or much. It's just basically the world's gone to heck.
Stop Ganon.
Hey.
The usual.
Oh,
Yeah, stop
Burley.
Ganon. You got to rescue Zelda. The end.
Done. Good job.
Gosh darn it! Gosh darn it! Heck, Burley. Heck.
Yeah, I'm trying to stop swearing on here. Bros on YouTube.
Yeah.
Gee whiz.
Yeah. Golly gee whiz.
Willikers.
Gee willikers. All right. So that was our topic of the show. So let us know in the comments what you think about Call of Duty coming into Nintendo. If you are primarily a Nintendo gamer, would you play Call of Duty on the Switch or on the Switch Lite or on the Switch 2, whichever it is? Let us know. We'd really like to hear from you. So, all right. So it's time to talk about the new game releases for the week of February 27th through March 5th. So you can go and check out the new game releases over at releases.com. So the link for you video viewers is below here, releases.com. So for March, God, guys, we're already in March. We're coming up to March already.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, man. Yeah. I still remember like the first week of January, man. But yep. So it looks like I think Carl, actually you are first this week.
Okay.
So take it away. What do you got for us?
We have Dungeons of Ether coming on February 28th to PC and Mac.
Mm-hmm.
Delve into Dungeons of Ether, a turn-based dungeon crawl set in the Rivals of Ether universe. Control 4 new heroes as they uncover the mysteries of the Jules Vale caverns in story mode. They lost me.
Carl, I think I'm gonna pause this. So I think we lost Carl there. So Burley, you're still with me, but I think Carl, I was asking him before the podcast started if he had his ISP and if he had reset the router again like he did last week before the episode, and he said no. So maybe that was something he probably needed to do again. But Burley, we do have as we're waiting for Carl, we do have something in the chat. Can you go ahead and read those? And what do we have?
The chat didn't even load for me today.
It didn't load.
Yeah, no.
Okay, we have Cam Dollar. So Cam, thank you for coming in. He says, what games do you guys play? And he says he's playing League right now. So League is in League of Legends, I guess. So Cam, I'm a multi-platform gamer. At the moment, I was playing Hi-Fi Rush on Xbox, and probably this coming week, and we're going to be talking about the games that we're going to be playing towards the end of the show. But I will be probably playing the Quarry on PS5. Burley, how about you?
For me, continuing streaming and playing Hogwarts Legacy, but tomorrow I'll be playing and streaming Mario Kart 8 and keep continuing on with Fire Emblem Engage on my personal time.
Cool. Yep.
Am I back? Do you guys hear me?
Are back, Carl. Yes, you are
I
back.
feel like I never left because on my end, it looks like nothing ever changed. The whole time I was still there. The chat was rolling in as I was not connected for somehow. Didn't make any sense to me.
But anyway, Cam, thank you so much for the messages in chat. We really appreciate it. And we appreciate all of you that are coming and watching us live here on the Arena Productions and on the show. So thank you so much. We really appreciate it. So Carl, if you could go ahead and read that again.
We got nothing out of me. It just.
Well, when you
as soon as I
started to read it, that's when you went out. So if you could read it again, and I'll go ahead and restart the video clip of it. Yeah.
All right. February 28th, Dungeons of Aether. Delve into the Dungeons of Aether, a turn-based dungeon crawler set in the Rivals of Aether universe. Control 4 new heroes as they uncover the mysteries of the Jules Vale Caverns in story mode, or test your mettle in the grueling challenge dungeons. And again, what is this video that you?
That's what.
That's what you chose.
That's what you chose.
I didn't choose this video that you chose of someone talking about.
Well, I think he took the video straight that was on there on releases.com.
Thank you so much, Burley.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Maybe that's not always the best choice.
Well, next time you send me the video, and then I'll put it up. So
you've done such a great job so far. I didn't realize.
I just want to mention in the chat that sounds fun about the games we're playing. I'd love to see you guys play Hogwarts. Actually, Cam, we do have an extra take. You can check out the Arena Extra Take playlist on the Arena Productions, and Burley and we did an extra take, which is a supplemental to the Arena Multiplatform Gaming News Podcast, and we did that extra take on Hogwarts Legacy. So you can really check that out. Yeah,
you stream Hogwarts.
Yep. And I was going to say, in that extra take, actually, Expat has my link to my Twitch. So if you do want to check out my Twitch, it's in there. It's twitch.tv/Burlyman Gaming. And he also said, "Are you guys friends in real life?" Yeah, I would say we're friends. Because we meet up every Saturday to do this. We always have a lot of fun. We're pretty much no different when we're just shooting the shit before we do the recording and doing this. Yeah. So below there is the link to Burley's Twitch. You can go check that out. I am also on Twitch as well. I stream every so often, but of course, this is, I am the host and the founder of the Arena Productions. I do all of the production work here on the channel and everything, and on the Patreon. You can go and check out our Patreon as well. So I don't get a chance to stream that much, but that is the link to my Twitch there. So you can go and check that out as well.
If you want to watch me play Hogwarts Legacy, you're going to have to come to my house. You can sit on my couch next to
because Carl doesn't stream. Yeah.
And my daughter who's there, she'll be on her tablet playing,
So anyway, Cam, here's a link to our Patreon. Yes. So of course we have a Patreon. So all of the shows that are on the Arena Productions on the YouTube channel, they're also ad-free versions. And we also have exclusive content as well, such as the post show that we do after each episode here. Those are exclusive to our patrons. So you can go and check out our Patreon as well. So, all right. So let's move on. Burley, you're next. What do you got for us?
My pick of the week is Meg's Monsters. Take control of the underworld's grumpiest ghoul to help a lost little girl find her way home in this creepy, cute indie adventure. Just be warned, if she cries, the whole world dies. We're screwed. Coming Thursday, March 2nd to PC, Switch, Xbox One, and Xbox Series. No PlayStation.
No PlayStation. Yeah. Game over.
Well, I love that description. If this one girl cries, the whole world dies.
Yeah.
How old is this child? Because I gotta tell you, if she's around 2 years old, the world's dead. It's not happening.
Yeah.
She will eventually cry.
I think she's like older than 6.
Hey, you got a shot.
Maybe like you got a 5% shot.
Yeah.
All right. I'm up next. So next up is Wolong Fallen Dynasty. So that's my pick of the week. Wolong Fallen Dynasty follows a dramatic action-packed story of a nameless militia soldier fighting for survival in a dark fantasy version of the latter Han Dynasty, where demons plague the three kingdoms. Players fight off deadly creatures and enemy soldiers using swordplay based on the Chinese martial arts, attempting to overcome the odds by awakening the true power from within. Coming on March 3rd to PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and the Xbox Series, Series X, Series S. So yeah. So So like the gameplay, like the visuals here. The art style is really cool. So yeah.
Oh, and Cam says, I got the link to expats, but the link tree is currently down, so I can't find anyone else. Join the Discord, though. Okay, well,
yeah.
Thank you for joining the Discord. We hope you enjoy in there. You'll see my link in there for Twitch.
Yeah.
As
So
well
yeah,
as our other links.
Yeah, the link. Yeah. So yeah. Actually, I will, provide you with our link tree. I think our link tree is in here.
Yeah, but he was saying the link tree is currently down.
Link tree is currently down. Okay, well, I'll send you. Here's a link to our website, our official website to the Arena Productions, and then you can get to all of our links there. So it's at www.thearenaproductions.com. You can go to our website there, and on the main page you can find all of the links. Yes, up at the top there. So, all right. So cool. All right. So those are our picks of the week for the week of February 27th through March 5th. So one more thing to talk about, though. And we're going to probably be talking about this a lot next week because there's a big event coming, Burley. There's a big event coming on Monday. What is it?
We got the Pokemon Day. So I know Carl is holding back all his enthusiasm, his happiness on this.
Mm-hmm.
No, so
more Pokemon.
Yeah, I can't wait. I made a little short that Expat has placed up on the YouTube channel. So please do go check it out. But this is something I'm looking forward to see what we're going to get because we got the Game Boy games. Game Boy and Game Boy Advance came to Switch Online. Mm-hmm. So I'm curious to see, is Nintendo going to do it where, hey, these games are now coming in there? And for the love of God, please give us Pokemon Home, Pokemon Bank integration. So if you catch Pokemon in there, I can just bring them up to Scarlet and Violet. Well, hopefully we get that. See what other stuff. Are we going to get DLC for Scarlet and Violet? What are we going to get? And what side games we're going to get?
Yeah, so it's the Pokemon Presents is on Monday the 27th at 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, yeah. So be sure to catch that.
Is this their usual thing where they have big announcements, or is this something else? 'Cause I don't remember it being called Pokemon Day.
Yep, it's their usual thing. They usually do a yearly Pokemon Day. It varies on the year of what we know and what they're going to do. Like you've had some where it's a lot of side game stuff and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can hear Carl's daughter in the background. Yeah, when she heard Pokemon, it's like,
she's sharing all her.
Carl,
like, I cannot wait.
Have you introduced your daughter to Pokemon yet?
No, I haven't.
No,
I gave her the controller the other day while Hogwarts Legacy was on. She was moving the camera around. I mean, she's too young to really. She has a tablet. She plays this Gabby's Dollhouse. She plays with like the app that came with like the book that I bought her. It's some Netflix thing. So she gets through a little bit of that, but she not really knows exactly. She's not really doing what the game's telling her to do.
I see. Okay, so it's time to talk about the games that we're going to be playing. Of course, Cam in the chat, he was asking us. I'll probably be playing the Quarry because I downloaded it today because it's on PS Plus now. Burley, what are you going to be playing?
Well, Hogwarts is the main game I'll be streaming, but I'll be doing some Mario Kart tomorrow, and continuing working on Fire Emblem Engage because I really do want to get through that game.
Nice. And Carl, what will you be playing? You'll be continuing Hogwarts still?
Yeah, just Hogwarts. I don't know if I'll get to anything else. No, there's some demo. I mean, I did try that Wandering Sword demo a little bit, but I
Mm-hmm.
didn't play enough to really have a lot to say. There's that Planet of Lana demo. I don't know if these still are up now, maybe from the Steam Next Fest like I wanted to get to.
I see. Cool. All right. So just a few programming notes. Obviously, here on the Arena Productions, The Mandalorian Season 3 is starting up this coming week. So, of course, we'll be doing our recap and discussion episodes of those when it starts on Disney Plus. And then, of course, Picard Season 3, the final season, we're still doing weekly recap and discussion episodes on that as well. So you can check them out, of course, on our Patreon, ad-free, as well as on the Arena Productions here. And we've got, of course, our Marvel show is coming back right after we record this. We're going to be recording for the Marvelous Marvel Discussion Arena our review and discussion of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, which will go up to our Patreon and to the YouTube channel when we're done recording it. So, stay tuned for that as well. So a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline. We got, I'm doing also Star Wars The Bad Batch on Wednesdays. So you can check that out, my recap and review of those episodes. So, a lot of stuff as well as the gaming here. So, of course, the post show will be coming back to our Patreon next week as well. So, good stuff. All right, so it's time to end this episode, of course, with our indie recording artist spotlight. So this week's spotlight is on Eden Kupferberg. Eden Kupferberg has been standing at the forefront of the Israeli music scene for about 2 decades, collaborating with top talents both locally and internationally. He's a music producer, composer, and specialized percussionist with experience composing music and sound design for theater, TV, film, video games, and the advertising industry. Under the name Iden K, he produces a mix of house, Afrobeat, funk, and other tropical music genres. From his album titled Human Retaliation, and the song is called Forged in Combat. So this has been The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast, episode 124. I've been your host, Expat, along with my co-hosts, Burley of Burleyman Gaming and Turn-Based Carl. We hope to catch you in the next one. So take care, everyone. Peace out.
Bye, everyone.